It's a beautiful day that the Lord has made. We should celebrate and rejoice in Him. Thank you for tuning in. Today we are talking about cover the nakedness of your icons. Covering the nakedness of your icon. Who is your icon? Your icon can be your parent, your mentor, your spiritual leader, your spouse, your big sister or big brother, those elder siblings, people who have helped you to reach where you are, to do what you're doing now. Those are the icons I'm talking about. Even it can even mean the people that you look up to. There are people that you really idolize. You look at them and you're like, I love this person's life and I want to follow in their footsteps. So we are looking at covering their nakedness. What is the nakedness? Their nakedness can be a weakness. Maybe their weaknesses, their mistakes. How do you cover it up? How do you help them? As a human being, all of us make mistakes. Humanly speaking, we make mistakes. Everybody does it. Now it's up to you. If you really idolize this person, if you look at this person as an important icon in your life, someone important who can impact something in your life, there are so many things that you should cover because they are human beings too. Personally speaking, I have failed so many times in covering up the nakedness of my icons in one or another way. Sometimes you talk bad about it. For example, your parents have annoyed you. They have done something wrong. The best thing you can do is approach them, talk to them, forgive them, love them, support them. They are your parents. They are human beings also. They are going through a lot. Maybe there is some public figure that you idolize and then they make a mistake. Please, they are human beings like you. They are bound to make mistakes. The best thing you can do is pray for them. If you cannot pray for them, then shut up. Shut your mouth up. Because I can assure you that you open your mouth to talk. The first thing, because even the Bible says that you should honor the people in leadership because authority comes only from God. For example, people in authority and you don't respect them, you keep talking evil. Let me tell you, you are reaping curses. That is the truth. The Bible is the one saying, it's not me. I can assure you, if you check the book of Acts 23:5, Paul said, I was not aware, brethren, that he was a high priest, for it is written, you shall not speak evil of a ruler of your people. Don't ever speak evil of any ruler, of anybody who is ahead of you. If you're a husband maybe and a wife, don't speak evil of your husband. That's bad. If you're a member in the church, don't speak evil about your pastor. Your reverend, don't speak evil about him. Why do you want to do that? If you have a boss, why do you speak evil about that? Let me tell you that these things, you may not see them directly. The curses, you may not see them direct. But I can assure you, time will come that you will start to see. One day you will be in that position and it will be your own turn to reap what you have been sowing. If you have been seeing someone, your sister, let's say your big sister or your big brother, has been supporting you, has been helping you, you have been looking up to them, and then they have made a mistake, and suddenly you start undermining them, you are looking down on them, because now you think they are your mates. They have made mistakes. You are a joker. You are joking. Don't try to mess with God's principles because you will reap correct curses, proper ones, enough. In the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 24, particularly I'm going to look at verse 6. When King David was staying at King Saul's place, Saul had made so many mistakes, and David knew all of them. But do you know what David? He could not do anything for Saul. He said, far be it from me, because of the Lord, that I should do this thing to my Lord. He was still calling Saul his Lord because that was his leader. That was an icon in his life. You never know if David had messed, he would not have become king, because you never know, that was a test that God was putting him through. That I should do this thing to my Lord, the Lord's anointed, to stretch out my hand against them. Who are you to stretch your mouth against the Lord's anointed? My brother, my sister, let us stop condemning these people. These people are being placed by God in those positions. It is not you who put them. Even these leaders. Yes, we see many mistakes, but I can assure you the best thing we can do is to pray about it. You can pray about it, or you can approach it physically, but in a respectful manner, with respect in it, because they still remain your leaders. You don't change that. It does not change at all. A leader is a leader. Wicked or not wicked does not matter, because leadership comes from God. If God did not want that person to stay there, definitely he would remove them. But he knows that at that moment in time, that person is supposed to be there. Try to cover the nakedness of your idols, of the people that you see and you admire their lives. If it is someone, let's say in Uganda, everyone will be talking about the mistakes of the president. They will be talking anyhow without respect. You are earning curses. Everybody will be talking about one celebrity or another one, who has done this, who has gone right this, whose marriage has failed, whose life is falling apart. My dear, support them. If you are able to support them financially, support them. If you're able to talk to them, but talk respectfully. If you're able to just pray for them, please pray for them. If you can't do any of the above, can you shut up your mouth? Just shut up and let God do the rest. If you have, let's say, a choir leader in your church, and the best thing you can do is open your mouth and talk evil about them. This one is doing this. She thinks she's like this. She thinks she's like this. Okay, keep talking. The day that your curse will start falling on your head, that's when your eyes will open. You will run to that very person, make so that they can help you. My dear, try to cover the nakedness of your icons. Try to cover. It does not mean that you should now cover every sin that they... No. It just means that if they have done something bad and it needs to be approached, please, can you do it in a respectful manner? They still stand as your icon. They still stand as your leader. They still stand in the position that God has put them in. And there is nothing you can change about it. Let God be the one to judge. The Bible says, do not judge you, and you will not be judged. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken, and running over. So if the best things that you are giving are curses, you are giving people curses, you are cursing them, you are speaking evil about them, you are talking negative things about them, you are doing bad things to them, let me tell you, you are going to reap that one. Pressed down, shaken, running over. That is what you're going to reap. But if you support them, they are human beings, my dear. They are human beings, and those people, you don't know what they go through to keep themselves up there. You don't know what they pass through as human beings. They are trying to be responsible for you. At the same time, they are responsible for themselves. And life generally is hard. Life is tough for everyone. It's not easy on their side. So they are trying their best. The best thing you can acknowledge is that they are trying their best. Maybe it's just too hard. Or they are trying their best, and maybe their best is not really good enough. Acknowledge it and shut up. Don't tell people how bad they are doing. Don't tell them of how better you can be. My dear, it's not easy. It is not easy to lead people. It's not easy to be a mentor. It's not easy for people to look up to you. There are so many things you're going to compromise in your life. It is not easy to be a public figure, because you're like you're walking on eggshells. You're fearing everything. They fear sometimes. There are things they will not do because they are fearing. Maybe they will destroy. Someone will talk about it. So be careful. Just try and be careful how you handle those things. Thank you.